stay. Alright, come on. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Walk with Regis. Today is May 20th. Today's weather will be, the highs will be in the mid 70s, maybe high 70s, and the lows will be in the high 60s. As you see, they're redoing our parking lot. The precipitation will be 62% today. Yeah, they decided to redo our back parking lot, which is kind of about time because, you know, all these potholes and... Come on. I got a few news stories for you today. I'm pretty sure by now you've all heard about the Top shooting. I have visited that location many times. I've shopped there quite a bit. It's on one of my bus routes. My condolences go out to all the families of those affected. It's a terrible tragedy. It should have never happened. Should have never been allowed to happen. Somebody should have stopped him. And my first news story has to do a lot with that. Actually, two of my news story has a lot to do with that. First news story, 911 dispatcher who hung up on a caller about the Top shooting has been put on a paid leave. According to news reports, the woman frantically called from inside the Tops, and she was afraid that the shooter would hear her, so she was whispering. The dispatcher was allegedly very snappy and rude and said, "Why are you whispering? He can't hear you." She could clearly hear the gunshots in the background. The woman who called was trying to give out some more information, and she was so nervous she dropped her phone. She heard the dispatcher saying something else as she was picking it up, and when she put the phone to her ear, she heard a dial tone. The dispatcher had hung up on her. This dispatcher has been put on paid medical leave. Yeah? He's old. I don't know about you guys, but I wouldn't put this person on paid medical leave. I'd put them on leave, but not paid. They're basically getting rewarded for what they did. All right. Also in the news, Buffalo mass shooting suspect who shot up the Tops has been described as odd by his friends and family. He once wore a full hazmat suit to school and boasted in online media platforms such as Reddit about how he stabbed a cat to death and beheaded it. Now, according to him, he had been making pizza rolls or something when he heard his cat screeching from the garage, and he went in to investigate, and he found another cat attacking his cat. So he chased this stray cat around his garage for an hour, repeatedly stabbing it. He swung it around by its tail, slamming its head into the concrete many times. He hacked at its neck with a hatchet until the head came off, and he was boasting about all this. And he said that afterwards, after he murdered the cat in such a brutally violent way that he felt nothing afterwards. So, I mean, of course, anyone who could do that to an animal would definitely be capable of doing that to people, which he did. And there was many signs, and many signs he should have been stopped, but he wasn't. All right, so third news story also has to do with this. 18-year-old top shooting suspect Peyton made threats against his high school last year. He was giving a mental health evaluation instead. Obviously, it did no good. Maybe for a year it staved off some urges, but obviously it did no good. Okay. All right, also in the news, numerous online threats plague Western New York schools. Officials say that the threats against public places such as schools has continued. They're investigating the source of all the threats. And last news story of the day. A Buffalo man has been convicted of breaking into a woman's home and for assault. He's going to be charged with 1 count of first-degree burglary, 1 count of aggravated criminal contempt, and 1 count of child endangerment. Is it accused that he broke a no contact order of protection, as they always do, and he shoved his way into the home with the woman and tried to assault her. The child came at them with a knife to protect the woman. He elbowed the child in the jaw and managed to grab a hold of the child and stick the knife to his neck. Then he forced the pair into another room. The woman had called 911 as he was breaking in. And when police did arrive, the child had suffered a broken jaw and stab wound to the hand, and the woman suffered numerous injuries. Police were able to make the arrest and get them to safety. Now, I don't know about you, but I've tried to put an order of protection once because this other woman was threatening me and my life. And the officer said to my face that she couldn't put an order of protection in unless they did something to me. Unless they physically did something to me. So, to me, these order of protections are bullshits. They're just pieces of paper that order someone to stay away from someone else, and to get it, you have to have been hurt by the person you're seeking the order of protection from. Which makes them pretty much useless, because if you're receiving very credible threats from someone, you don't want it to escalate to that. You don't want it to escalate to where they actually hurt you. The order of protection is to prevent them from hurting you. You don't want to have to wait until they actually hurt you. And then, when you finally do get it, they're going to break that order of protection anyway. Because it's not like the order of protection puts up a magical barrier around you that, within 15 feet around you, if they step up to it, they automatically freeze, or it stops them from entering your little bubble. No, it doesn't stop nothing. And the cops don't enforce it. I mean, to me, orders of protection are worthless. In this instance, I wouldn't know what to do to... Really, that's it for the news, and that's it for my little tangent about orders of protection and how worthless and useless they are, how hard it is to get one. Hopefully they finish our back parking lot today. Oh, yeah, update for me. I got a new e-bike. And I saw a squirrel yesterday who had swollen teeth, so I guess she's nursing mama. We got baby squirrels in our neighborhood somewhere. Hopefully in our tree. Yeah, my e-bike, it can go up to 20 miles an hour. And it's very nice. I don't have to charge it every day. I can now go anywhere I want. I just gotta pop onto my bike. Well, that's it for this episode, guys. If you like this episode, hit the like button. And if you don't, you can hit that dislike button. It don't bother me any. Share if you want to, subscribe if you want to. We will see you guys tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Meow. Yeah, he meows. I don't know why, but he meows.